Welcome back, my friends. If you're looking for a great party game to play with some friends this year, Exploding Kittens is honestly just a great pick, and it recently got a 9 out of 10 gameplay score over on my mini review app. It's a mobile game adoption of a tabletop card game that I actually used to play quite a bit a few years ago, and the wacky card designs and casual gameplay makes it the type of game that you can get pretty much anyone to enjoy, which is why I think it's such a great recommendation. And that's how we're kicking this year off, but I've got 3 more awesome games lined up for you today, so just sit back, relax, and let's get started with today's first game, the old but gold Datawing. Now, Datawing is an incredibly unique and polished story-driven adventure racing game that takes place inside of a computer system where we fly around racetracks to deliver data across the system for our boss called Mother. The gameplay is split into 2 parts, completing racing levels to access deeper parts of the system, and then experiencing the story that unravels in between levels through messages from Mother. The 40+ levels are kept fresh by introducing increased gravity, changing the level objectives, adding keys that we must collect to finish the track, and much more like that. Not to mention that the racetrack designs differ vastly from level to level, making each one a real challenge to complete. Meanwhile, the controls have us simply tap either side of the screen to navigate left or right, and while this is a simple setup, it's made difficult by the fact that we constantly want to fly as close to the edge of the track as possible, since gliding along the edge gives us a speed boost. Perhaps the best part about Datawing though is that both parts of the game are so well made that they could honestly just stand on their own, and neither part suffers from the other's high quality. So that means the gameplay is super fun, but the mysterious adventure and conversations with Mother truly take it to the next level. In fact, everything from the neat neon graphics to the tight controls, great level design, and amazing plot just screams style and polish. And best of all, it's completely free to play with no ads and no in-app purchases. The game can be played offline, takes up 112 MB of space, and although it only takes 3 to 4 hours to complete, it's an absolute gem of a mobile game and by far the best mix of the racing and adventure genres I've ever experienced. Before we get to the next game, if you want to help make my upcoming video about the best MMORPGs of 2022 awesome, do me a favor and share some of your favorite mobile MMORPGs down in the comment section, and I'll then select some of those comments and games to feature in my upcoming video. And while you do that, let's continue with today's next game, because this is actually one of the few Archero clones I've covered recently, and the reason why I decided to share this one is that it's the only one I've found so far that also has real-time co-op gameplay. The name of the game is Legends of Libra, and in addition to the co-op gameplay, it also features a unique tower defense game mode, and then of course the usual Archero-like level-based progression systems. So the normal levels in this game either have us make our way through a series of rooms full of enemies, or survive waves of enemies spawning in the same room. Just like in Archero, our character only shoots when we don't move, and when we level up from killing enemies, we get to pick between 1 of 3 upgrades that last until we die or finish the level. In between levels, we then grow stronger by equipping and leveling up loot, or by spending gold on permanent talent upgrades that provide a small stat boost. And for better or worse, this is also the type of game to introduce lock-in rewards, daily quests, and lucky wheel spins in exchange for watching an advertisement. The game does a decent job at creating a nice difficulty flow between levels though, by having lengthy levels followed by shorter and easier levels. The tower defense and co-op game modes also add a breath of fresh air to the genre, and they're fairly enjoyable as well. Unfortunately, there's no way to play with friends though, making the multiplayer and this co-op gameplay a lot less meaningful in my opinion. Legends of Libra monetizes through in-app purchases for a premium currency that can be spent on revive runes, gold, or loot chests. Progressing as a free player is actually relatively easy though, but the energy system that limits us to 4 runs unless we wait or pay up will definitely frustrate some players. It requires online access, takes up 212 MB of space, and the fairly polished core gameplay loop currently makes the game a great choice, at least probably the best choice for anyone who've enjoyed Archero but is looking for something new and don't mind the monetization and energy systems. And then of course I have to include the sports darling of 2021, Rocket League Sideswipe, which is an incredibly fast-paced multiplayer soccer racing game and also the official mobile spin-off of the popular PC and console Rocket League game. Just like in the original game, the overarching objective here is to score the most possible goals by racing, jumping, and even flying around the map with our jet-fueled vehicles. And I gotta say, as a mobile gamer, it really feels like what's essentially a highly polished version of what Driver Head Sports attempted a few years ago, and it just really works. Because unlike the original Rocket League, Sideswipe went for this 2D side-scrolling camera angle that honestly just feels perfectly crafted for mobile, and it's an approach I think works a lot better than if the developer had attempted to adapt the complex controls and camera angle of the original game to mobile. So I'm pretty happy they decided to do it like this, and especially because Sideswipe still succeeds at recreating the same excitingly fast-paced experience that popularized and made the original game so addictively fun to play. Rocket League Sideswipe features 3 arenas, customizable offline game modes against bots, and real-time multiplayer ranked matches that include 1 vs 1, 2 vs 2, and 2 vs 2 basketball matches. But maybe most importantly, importantly of all, the controls just work so well in this game, and there's even Bluetooth controller support as well. Now, actually becoming good at the game, on the other hand, will take countless of hours, so just be prepared for that. The matches load impressively quickly though, navigating between the menus feels responsive and snappy, and at this point, the only real downside is that you may occasionally get matched against opponents that rank higher than you. Rocket League Sideswipe has no monetization, and all progression focuses purely on vanity cosmetic items, which makes it a great competitive experience for anyone looking for a simple yet hectic sports action game. It can be played offline and online, it takes up 920 megabytes of space, and I think this is easily one of the best games of 2021, so it gets my warmest recommendation. My favorite game this week would have to be a tie between Datawing and Rocket League Sideswipe, because I think both of those games are actually the very best within their respective genres. But let me know what you think about today's games. Do you have any favorites? Have you found any awesome games that you're looking forward to playing in 2022? Let's discuss all that good stuff down in the comment section, and then until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.